One of the common operations in practice is to import in a very sub package something that is relevant to it, like on the same level or maybe a sibling level. So it's important to know how to handle that. Let's create more motivation. If a package you want to import from another sub package branch, there are mainly two approaches. One of them is to try to make a complete path importing. And the tricky part is sometimes guys is just doing it relative to the current file, but the problem is you have to remember that the whole running is relative to the file that you started running from it. So if you started to run from a very high level file, then this file is what creates the root of the running at the moment. So you have to remember what is the full path to do that. The problem that this is very inflexible, and it means that you have, if any changes in the directories, it will make everything wrong. The other way is a relative imports, which is how we do things in practice. It depends on two things. You either use the dot to refer to the current directory or dot to refer to the parent directory. Let's see examples to understand more about that. Here is the first case. Let's say we are in file script 1 and we would like to call utilities. But going to the utilities itself, the utilities seems it needed function f1. And f1 is coming from a completely different location. Like utilities is here, you need to go to the back end, to the front end, to the web to get f1. So this is in a sibling directory for you. One way is just to ask yourself, what is the root of my package? It is library. Then you can import it directly like library, front end, web. The code will work very good, no problem in that. Observe that. If you try to run script 1, the code will work well. If you try to run utilities itself, the code will fail. Why? Because when you run utilities itself, the root for you is backend. It will search around it for library as a folder or a module around backend, like searching now for backend.library. It doesn't find it. So this code will run correctly only if you run from script 1, because when you run from script 1, the root for you is library. When you run from script 1, the root for you is like example 2 here. Now script 1 is going to search for library around it here, back end here, or front end here, and so on. So it's very important when some file in a sub package would like to refer to another file to consider the directory of the script that is running. So we assume that this is just a backend file here, some utility file. Script 1 is really what expresses the root of the processing for us. So script 1 will search for library, front end, web. Again, if you try to run utilities by itself, it will fail because it doesn't find library under the backend directory here. As you see, this is very inflexible. If you change the library to anything, this code now fails. If you change it front end, this could fail if you restructure the project in a way or another. So this isn't how we do it in practice. What we do is the relative import. The relative import depends on one of two things, either the dot or dot. Dot means current directory. Dot means go one level up. So for example, let's say utilities 2 would like to reference web here. It needs to go one directory up. Now we are at the library level. And then it goes to the front end, then web. So this is what means here dot. Dot means we are accessing this parent. We go up one parent level, then access here. So utilities is here under the back end, go one level up, we are under the library, front end, web. This is how we access it. On the other side, if you would like to access something that is on the same level as you, like let's say we are in utilities 2 and would like to access utilities 1, you can use the dot. Or let's say there is a subdirectory here and you would like to get something from inside it, you use the dot. So the overall is it something in your package in the same level, use dot, then access it. Is it something that is one higher level than you, use dot and access it. So the overall is you have to use and utilize the relative imports so that you can get it working. That's all.